Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning time for me. It's about 5 a.m. Anyways, in this video, I will be installing KDE Plasma on top of Linux Mint XFCE. So let's jump right into it. Right now, this is a virtual machine of Linux Mint 22.3 XFCE. So pull this up so you can see. As you can see, this is the host, the virtual machine, Linux Mint XFCE. So that's a little too big, so it's basically a fresh install. In my last video, I installed this into a VM. I like GNOME boxes for all my VMs. So I'm going to make this super simple. At first, we'll just install KDE Plasma, and then I might run through and just do some customizations. But the reason why I like to run Plasma on top of Linux Mint is because you get that rock solid stability that you get with Ubuntu, which ultimately has Debian at its base, but with all the nice Ubuntu drivers for all your hardware. I in fact need the Ubuntu drivers for my laptop speakers and microphone, believe it or not. So like Linux Mint Debian edition or just Debian by itself, my speakers did not work. But anyways, to make this super simple, all we're going to do is go into Gemini. Right here. You know what I want to do first? Let's change the appearance of this here. Appearance right here. Let's give it a dark theme, because the light theme is a little hard on my eyes. So I'm going to go Mint Y, dark blue. Oh, I guess we already did that. Yeah, I did that in my last video. Well, must be Firefox. Anyways, we'll open up Gemini. Nice thing about Gemini is you don't even need to be signed into a Google account to use it. And we're just going to type in how to install KDE Plasma on Linux Mint from the terminal. Right, so naturally it wants you to update, which I've already done, but I'll go ahead and do it just for the purpose of this video. Just make sure all your packages are up to date in the with the latest packages in the repositories. Okay, and then there's if you want to install the minimum, which I do not recommend because we're on KDE, or we're on XFCE, which I'm not a huge fan of a lot of its apps that are built in. Like for instance, this is the Thunar file manager. I prefer Dolphin. If you install the full version of KDE here, you'll get all the apps that come with it. So we're just going to copy that, go into the terminal, Control Shift V. It's going to run through the install. So while it does that, I will go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, now we get this, where did that go? We get this, oops. We get this message here. A display manager is a program that provides graphical login capabilities. That's basically talking about X11 versus Wayland. We're just going to say, okay, this is going to be when you first turn on your computer and you go to log in. If you're going to use LightDM, which is what Linux Mint uses, or SDDM, which is what KDE Plasma uses at the login screen. I prefer personally to keep it at LightDM. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll go ahead and pause the video again for this. Okay, so now the installation is complete. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to log into Plasma, because right now we're still in XFCE. So let me make this full screen. Go here. We're going to log out. And this whole screen right here, the login screen, this is LightDM. This is what we chose. So see right here, the little picture of the mouse? That's because it's XFCE. If we click that, we now have an option for Plasma. So we'll click that. We'll enter our password. And now we are booting into Plasma. KDE, as many people call it. The first boot, so it might take a second. Alright, here we are. So first thing I'm going to do is change the display resolution so it looks better for everybody. Display configuration. Let's change it to 1366 by 768 because that's the laptop. That's the screen size of my laptop. And it should still look good on yours because it's 16 by 9. Then what I'm going to do is start typing themes. Global theme. I like a dark theme. So Breeze Dark. Okay, so now we have a dark theme. That was easy enough, right? Another thing you can do is just right click on anywhere on the desktop and you can change the wallpaper. Let's go to something dark but nice. Here we go. How about this? Okay, now as I was saying, we're still using the default applications from XFCE, which is like the Thunar file manager. I prefer Dolphin. So what I'm going to do is, here's Dolphin here. I'm going to right click on it, pin to the task manager. So here it is. Now I'm going to unpin Thunar. Unpin from task manager. Drag this over there. I'm not a huge fan of Firefox. I keep it just, in case of emergencies. But we're going to go ahead and install Brave, which is my all-time favorite. So we're just keeping it simple. We'll go back into Gemini. How to install Brave browser on Linux Mint from the terminal. I use Brave exclusively. We should be able to do it just Control-Alt-T. Now we have a terminal. I'm going to go ahead and pin this to the task manager as well. I like having a terminal right here. Control-Alt-V. Unable to locate the package Brave browser. Okay, so we're going to have to do it this way. So we'll copy this first one. Control-Alt-V. We'll run through the exact steps that Gemini has told us to do, which is probably what I should have done in the first place. Copy this code. Control-Alt-V. Okay. Copy this code. Control-Alt-V. Alright. We just already did the update a few minutes ago, so we're not going to do the sudo apt update. Control-Alt-V. Unable to locate package Brave browser. So let's copy this into Gemini. Let's fix this quickly. I like how Gemini thinks. So Control-Alt-V. Alright. We'll go ahead and do the update even though I just did. And while it's doing that, oh, okay, it wants us to install the flat pack. We can install Brave as a flat pack, that's fine. Control-Alt-V. So instead of just installing Kubuntu, which is KDE Plasma, Ubuntu's version of KDE Plasma, I like to install KDE on top of Mint because I don't like snaps. I prefer flat packs over snaps. I prefer the actual apt packages, but sometimes just getting a flat pack is just as good, and they're a lot snappier and just work better out of the box than snaps. Ubuntu tries to force snaps on you. With Mint, they're not forced on you. In fact, they're disabled by default. It's kind of like a no snap philosophy. I'll go ahead and pause the video while it finishes up doing. Okay, so it looks like we have installed Brave. So let's take a quick peek here. Brave browser, there it is. So I'm going to right click on that, pin it to the task manager, close this terminal, close Firefox, right click here on pin from task manager. Now what we want to do is we want to set up our default applications. So if I type in default applications, right now our default web browser is Firefox. We're going to change that to Brave. File manager default is Thunar. I prefer Dolphin, so we'll change that to Dolphin. Console, which is this, is already set as default, so we'll go ahead and apply that. And there you have it, a fully functional KDE Plasma on top of Linux Mint. So let's open up a terminal here real quick, do a neo fetch, and as you can see, we're running Linux Mint 22.3 with the Plasma 5.27.12 desktop environment. So there you have it. Pretty quick and easy. Sorry I say so often. I'm nervous. This is only my second video. So if you would, please, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Please subscribe. And down in the comments, if there's anything else you'd like to see, leave it in the comments. Again, my name is Justin, and thanks for watching.